Assalamu alaikum. I hope you have been well. Today we are going to be discussing the Greater Jihad. Now, don't go running and getting scared. Jihad is not what they make it out to be in the mainstream media. And this actually ties nicely with the new year here. We have all these New Year's resolutions being made around us. The most common one, and the one that tops the list every single year, is to get fit and healthy and lose weight. This is the main one on people's minds. And believe it or not, we have something at our disposal as Muslims that helps us infinitely more than any of the latest diet or exercise trends. So I'm going to share that with you right now. It is this guy right here. That is the Quran, and within its pages, you have all of the most beautiful advice and information you could ever need for any struggle that you are going to be going through. And the Quran tells us this in multiple places, but I think it's most exemplified in this verse, 81:27, that says, "It is nothing but good counsel for everyone in the world." So we're talking about the Quran here. It tells you it has the best advice for you if you would only go within its pages. So when we talk about jihad, all we are talking about is striving and doing your utmost as a Muslim to be good and avoid the evil. And the Quran and the Hadith let us know our boundaries for those things. So specifically today, I'm going to be talking about the jihad of yourself, where your body is your trust. So we're going to be talking about fitness and weight loss and how to best take care of your body so that you can be running optimally physically as well as mentally, because we have to talk about those two things. They have a reciprocal relationship. When your mental space is not clear, your physical space is not going to be great either, and vice versa. So these two things feed each other, and when both are healthy, you can take on the world. Any change begins with your minds. And indeed, Allah will not change the condition of people until they change what is in themselves. And that's Quran 13:11. So here, the Quran has told us it's in your mind. You have to change what is in your heart, in your mind, for the outward to change, right? So it's very important for you to address any mental issues that you are going through. A lot of people who are overweight have emotional eating disorders or other disorders, bipolar maybe, that are driving their highs and their lows and their addiction-seeking behavior, because we have the science to prove that food is like a drug at times, sugar especially. We know this, and I love sugar. So it is a struggle, much like smoking or drinking or any other bad habit that you need to break. So in order to break that habit, first you have to admit to yourself that it's a bad habit and be determined to change. And so the beautiful part about being a Muslim is that we have this extra bonus that it is actually part of your worship, part of your religion, call it whatever, to get out and go for a walk and take care of the body that Allah has blessed you with, the health that Allah has blessed you with. Because this isn't something that everybody gets in this life. Some people are born with disabilities, missing limbs, diseases. So if you have the ability, say alhamdulillah, if you have a couple extra pounds, oh well, that can always come off. It's up to you to make that change. And that is actually part of your religion, this greatest jihad, the struggle against yourself to do what's better. One of my favorite mental pick-me-ups is La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. And when something gets hard for me, I keep on running this through my head as a mantra. There is no strength, there is no progress without God. So my advice to you is to have a strong mental space. And that means looking up things and connecting with things that will build your faith and your mental strength, because it is in your mind. We have a choice every single day, and the choices we make every single day become a part of our character, and that is our habitual self. And this is who we're going to present to Allah on the Day of Judgment. So inshallah, you want to show that you've used your time on this earth wisely, and you've grown, and you've been better than yourself the day before, even in little increments. Anything. You can cut out this or add this healthy exercise in this day. Perfect. That's all you need to do. Compare yourself to yourself yesterday, not to her or to him or to anybody else. It's between you, yourself, and Allah, and that's it. Because on the Day of Judgment, it's you and your deeds standing there, not anybody else's. So, what is the great advice that the Quran gives us specifically about maintaining a healthy body and also a mind in the process? We have, the son of Adam does not fill any vessel worse than his stomach. It is sufficient for the son of Adam to eat a few morsels to keep him alive. If he must fill it, then 1/3 for his food, 1/3 for his drink, and 1/3 for air. And that's from the Hadith collection of Al-Tirmidhi. This is a pretty famous Hadith, and actually it translates into modern fitness talk today, rhetoric. They'll tell you, any trainer will tell you it's 80% what you put in your mouth and 20% exercise, because most of us have lives on the side of, keeping fit and healthy. So it's not our job to go to the gym for 8 hours a day. It's just not sustainable or feasible for most of us. So the better way, and this is what the Quran is telling us, is to just limit what you're eating and be careful with what you're eating, and never get too full. And we have seen in scientific studies where this can actually damage the lining of your stomach and your intestines and your cells and all this kind of stuff when you eat to excess and continually. And it has all sorts of other bad side effects. You get lethargic. Sometimes you get sleep problems because you've eaten so many calories and you have all that energy pent up and you haven't let it out. So the best piece of advice I can give you if you're looking to lose weight, and the easiest thing you can do, is to trim your diet. And this actually brings me to my next beautiful point from the Hadith. It says, observe the fast sometimes and also leave it at other times. Stand up for prayer at night and also sleep at night. Your body has a right over you, your eyes have a right over you, and your wife has a right over you. And that's from the Bukhari Hadith collection. So what is this telling us in essence? Moderation is the key, okay? You can't go overboard, even with exercise, even with dieting. We know that these extremes, it's been named yo-yo dieting for a reason, because you go up and down and up and down, and no, your aim is to keep steady. If you can lose a pound a week sustainably, fantastic. And once you get to your goal weight, it will be easy for you to maintain it because you have sustainable goals every day. Your goal should be at least 30 minutes of exercise, because we want to be healthy, not just skinny or fit into a certain pair of jeans. We want holistic health for our body. So our cardiovascular system, our brains, our muscles, all of that is what we're aiming to be at its best. And your body has a right over you. So you have to take care of it. And then we have another beautiful surah along these lines. O you who believe, fasting is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you, so that you can learn self-restraint. And that's Quran 2:183. And then, but waste not excess, for God loves not the wasters, Quran 7:31. And last but not least, Eat of the good things we have provided for your sustenance, but commit no excess therein, lest my wrath should justly descend on you, and those on whom descends my wrath do perish indeed. Quran 20:81. So if we summarize all of this information, basically it comes down to moderation again. And the easiest way forward for you is to just begin by eating whole foods. This is the classic advice that we get from fitness instructors. Make sure that it's something that has grown out of the ground. So like vegetables and fruits, eat away, basically. And then, make sure you get some quality protein in there. And the breads and the potatoes and the rice, cut down on. I wouldn't advise you to cut it out, maybe for a short period of time, a week or two max, because I found that when I cut things out, I crave them more. It's like a psychological thing. And then it sets you up for, those moments where you just really want it and you overdo it. So that's not our goal here. Our goal is to bring things in line in moderation. So some of the biggest things that get in people's way when they're trying to start a big change like this is telling yourself you'll do it tomorrow. The delay, right? Is that, it's Monday and I wanted to start at the beginning of the week. I had to start on Sunday, so I'm just going to wait till next Sunday to change. Don't do that. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We're told this again and again in the Quran. Your next minute isn't guaranteed. So what you do right now matters. Whatever time it is, get up, get moving, go do it. Stop self-sabotaging when you mess up, okay? I've seen this a lot on my personal journey, and I've heard it a lot from other women. They'll have a chocolate bar that they shouldn't have, or they'll have a treat, right? And it'll make them feel bad, so they'll eat more treats. And then by the end of the day, they feel like they've gone totally off the rails, and this can spiral into a couple days. And then when you get off your routine, it can be really hard to pull yourself out of that. So have mercy on yourself, like Allah has mercy on us in the Quran. He is the most merciful, the most compassionate. So have a little mercy on yourself. Emulate Allah in this regard. And when you mess up, get back on. No one is successful who has not failed along the way. You don't see their failures because they're not going to point them out for you. You only see that they've succeeded at the end. You haven't seen the journey. It is a journey, so you have to keep that in mind. And the most beautiful part about changing a bad habit, like losing weight or quitting smoking or whatever you're struggling with, drinking, swearing, listening to terrible things, watching terrible things, if you do it for the sake of Allah and to strive towards a better self, you get the reward here in this life and you reap the reward in the hereafter. SubhanAllah. What is better than that? What is better motivation than that? Always wishing you what is better. Assalamu alaikum.